Hello again, my knife set, or if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jack Knives, and today I wanted to explain to my fans, to the people who are wrestling fans, basically anyone who may be interested in what this is. An impromptu video of what exactly the G1 Climax is, and why it is arguably the greatest wrestling tournament each year. I wanted to explain what it was for those that are wrestling fans who want to watch it from beginning to end because it makes it that much more intense, more enjoyable, more invasive, and more intriguing for the fans to get into. Pick your own wrestler. So, this is a quick little impromptu for you to share with your friends, show yourself, show your wrestling fans, and just turn on to explain the rules in case you need a refresher. So, without further ado, what is the G1 Climax? The G1 Climax is a 9-week tournament consisting of two separate blocks, Block A and Block B, both of which randomly selected wrestlers who have earned their own collective spots through one way or another, be it being the world champion, being the intercontinental champion, or just having several victories, impressing the company as a whole. How the tournament generally works is that each wrestler ends up fighting one another throughout the entirety of the tournament within the span of 8 weeks. So, 1 week you can have Wrestler 1 fight Wrestler 7, or Wrestler 2 fighting Wrestler 3. Every single participant will face one another at one point or another. Until finally, there are only two with the most points at the end of the tournament, in Block A and Block B. Now you may think, well, that doesn't sound too bad. Hold on 1 second though. You see, each match consists of a 30-minute time limit. One fall to a finish, each victory getting you 2 points. But those who do not wrestle in that night do still wrestle not within the tournament, but in C block style matches. So let's say Wrestler A is supposed to fight the following night, or in the next round. Instead of getting the night off, that same night when Block B is going on, they will be fighting in a tag team match, or a 6-person fight, but they won't get time off. There's barely really any time to recover through each tournament, so if you sustain an injury at the beginning of the tournament, you are not absolved from the tournament, unless you cannot wrestle, period. And in which case, if you do not keep your points, the person at the lowest bottom of the total pool gets your points. Same thing happened last year. Tama Tonga got himself eliminated, lost all of his points, and all of his points went to Toru Yano, making him from 4 points to 10 points at the end of the tournament. That's a perfect example of things can happen in this tournament that you just don't expect. But another factor people don't really consider is that within the tournament, specific wrestlers, including the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada, are in said tournament. Now, hypothetically, let's say Okada won the tournament as the champion. Well, he gets to choose his opponent. Whoever wins the G1 gets to handpick their opponent. And if you get to handpick your opponent, the sky's the limit. Whatever the tournament dictates, you are the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, regardless of which title you choose. So, let's say Jon Moxley decided to win the tournament. If he was able to win the tournament of the G1 Climax, and instead of choosing the World Heavyweight Champion, he chose the Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito, who is also in the tournament. That match, specifically because he won the G1 Climax, would be in turn created as the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, despite not being the world champion. That's how important and prestigious this tournament is. It creates legends. It creates moments and iconic imagery for those that compete in it. It creates injuries and long-standing matches that people talk about to this day. One of the facts that people do forget about New Japan, unlike some other organizations, if a champion were to be pinned during the tournament, the person who pinned him would be next in line to fight him for the title. And the person who pinned him again closer on the ranking, and it would create a laundry list of wrestlers that would end up fighting the champions. That's the level of intensity. Almost no champion, in fact, no one has ever been able to finish the G1 Climax without sustaining a single loss. The person that ever came the closest was last year with Kenny Omega. But I digress. So, a quick overview of what the rules are. Every wrestler fights one fall to a finish, and the DQ is at a referee's discretion, so technically it's a no DQ unless the referee chooses to count it. They usually try to withhold using that because of the prestige of New Japan. Each match has a 30-minute time limit. Each victory is 2 points. Every wrestler must fight one another in each block only once. Wrestlers with the most points in Block A and Block B will fight each other in the finals, and the winner of the G1 will become the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, regardless of title choice. So, that's pretty much everything you need to know of how the G1 works as a whole. Tune in next time for my breakdown of who the competitors are, who our picks are, and, as always, the only way to catch it is on NJPWworld.com. You can either get the app, get it on Amazon Fire Stick, which I highly recommend if you have one, and you just have to pay $9.99 per month, and it's worth every penny. You have an entire, up to 1972's years worth of wrestling. That's longer than the WWE has even been around. And you also get access to co-pay-per-views with Ring of Honor. Well, that's all you guys need to know. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. And, as always, I'll catch you guys next time.